Hello, society. So today we're going to be talking about birds. Not just birds, but more specifically, the brains of birds. This will make you rethink your perspective next time some jerk from the neighborhood calls you bird brain. So, everyone knows birds are like kind of stupid compared to people. Well, that's understandable because as human beings we have much larger brains. However, birds are one of the next smartest animal groups beside mammals. So obviously like an elephant or a dolphin or a whale or a human, even a monkey would be a lot smarter than a bird because of its large body size can support a large brain. However, this is not what we see in all species. So if you look at like a dog or a cow, you'd see they have very small brains. And so a lot of this has to do from evolutionary and environmental pressures from the environment, and more specifically, survival and resource allocation. Um, More specifically, resource gathering. So, a cow, think about it. Why would it waste energy having a big brain if all it does is walk around being fat and eating grass? Small brain. Dog, you don't need a big brain to go around asking and begging for food. Small brain. Very charismatic. Don't want to say anything too negative about the dog because I love dogs, but compare them to cats. Cats are smart, and that's because they're evil and maniacal, and that's how they get food is tracking down animals. Um, Cats have to be very smart to get their food because people don't love cats like they love dogs, so people are less likely to just feed a cat for fun. So I'd imagine it was a lot harder to domesticate cats back in the day because they can be quite aggressive. Um, and so this gives us a little perspective. The only animal groups that really developed large brains were those that needed to. So there's some, I'm going to pull it up right now. There's an article from Science Daily, and it is titled How Birds Evolved Big Brains. And what they did was they traced brain evolution all the way from the Tyrannosaurus rex to modern crows. So that's kind of a huge leap. So I'm going to go into a little more detail about that. Um, so, kind of the evolutionary cycle involves dinosaurs, and then from dinosaurs, which are reptiles, we have modern day reptiles. But next thing to evolve from reptiles were birds and amphibians. So you had a divergence there in the two species. So amphibians, small, no need for a big brain. If you're a newt, you're just kind of swimming around looking for gnats, grubs, whatever frog, like frog. Why would a frog need a big brain? Frogs are stupid. But birds, they actually got smarter because they had to be smart to get their resources, which is why we have parrots that actually have basic language skills. And there's crows which have community dynamics and can actually study the behavior of humans and have behavioral imprints. So if you're mean to a crow, it might somehow tell the other crows, and then none of the crows will like you. So be nice to crows. Be nice to all animals if you can, but specifically crows, because the crows will gang up on you and may try to sabotage your life if you make one of them mad. But so we're going to talk about how the larger ancestors of the crows, so we'll talk about the Tyrannosaurus rex. Tyrannosaurus rex had a relatively small brain for how large of an animal it was. However, when you shrink a Tyrannosaurus rex down to the size of, say, a chicken or a crow, many species of birds actually maintained the same brain size or similar brain size as they decreased in body size. So you can imagine in the era dominated by reptilians, that the brains were rather large on these birds because the birds themselves were large. Think of a pterodactyl, they're the size of a small biplane almost. And so you have other birds evolving from that. And so the modern birds we see today are quite small compared to those in the fossil records. So likely that's how they got their big bird brains. That's all for today. Stay classy.